Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM23. This is Lions episode number 24. We're not hunting an objective. I know, shocking, right? But there's a couple of one pro races that are on the calendar. There's only a couple, but they're a good opportunity if you can succeed with them. Well, for one, if you can win, you could potentially boost a nation. But second, if you do well there, you're going to score better points than other races, and theoretically we could get a plus in the sponsor category, and that could be the difference between a super success and just a success. So those couple of one-day pro races, I'm going to pick them up and see what we can do. Today we threw a rider into the break. It's Settimana. He's on a -3. Nobody prepared for this. I didn't pick the team for this. The AI did. But it's an okay team, and Mullebron's got a +5. He's going to be our leader today. We're down to a 3.5 minute gap for Settimana and co. 8 guys, though, should be able to ride pretty well. We need to get water. One final time here with De Villiers, not De Villiers. It's not French, it's South African. So De Villiers. And we'll see what we can do with these guys today. Like I said, if Settimana, if that breakaway holds on, he's got no chance of winning, especially with that -3. But if that breakaway holds on, he'll get a top 10. And how better to stop the breakaway from winning than by putting one of your guys in the break, as it seems to be a regular thing. Okay, last big climb, so we're going to definitely slow it down for that one. First checking in on Settimana. 2-minute advantage. No big names here in this group, so they are kind of weak. This group is starting to split up. Damage definitely being done, but Burhi is the furthest back, and that's not far. And this is not the one we need to do anything. It's the final 2 punchy short ones that are going to decide this race. Johannes Dalek, De Villiers, Ishimwe all have used up their red bar. And the front 2, Settimana follows the attack of Joland. And it's back together. They've nearly been reeled in, by the way. Is this an attack or a chase by our group? Split up there momentarily, and we got new attackers going off the front. 26k to go. Okay, now is the time to do something along these lines and make sure these guys are all improving their position, getting towards the front of the field. This is still the back of our team. We're all up here. It's all together, 113 riders. We've got a descent to recover to set us up. We are going to set up our train before the end of this descent, but for now, take the little recovery they can get to set us up for his final run. Majority of the descent is done, and 15k to go. I think this is our time. $14k to go. Johannes Dalek getting up front. Settimana is not going to last too long. I was waiting for him to get into position to see if he's going to offer us anything. Okay, Johannes Dalek's done. We're not even out front right now, but we don't need to be out front until we begin the climb. So for now, it's setting it up. Road's wide enough to make some progress. And we've got these few guys that are looking pretty shabby. So slowly getting us out there, conserving some energy. Okay, that's those 2 spent. And now we are approaching it. Now we need to get out front. So De Villiers push. Oh, De Villiers. Oh, come on. My bad luck has gone back to other recordings through the day. I'm not normally recording by this point. I'm normally done a couple hours ago. And I'm just now getting this one in late the evening prior. And I'm having a rough day in general. U.S. women's national team had a terrible game got through their group, but it's the worst game I've ever seen them play. I've not liked Vlatko for years, ever since he became manager, but this was the pinnacle of bad. Really bad. But the match was in the middle of the night here in the US, so I went to sleep at 2:30 in the morning. We opened the daycare at 6:30 in the morning. Open daycare, not wake up. Open. So I'm running on like 3.5 hours of sleep, and it's just made the day rough in general. But then I've had a couple hard recording sessions here today, and this is a bad start. This is a really bad start. Really bad start. Okay, Samuels, I'm going to put you to the end of the line. Mulebron, you're going to follow Berhe now, and these guys go auto. Villiers still out front. Do we even have team behind? No, Johannes Dalek. Mulebron coming back in. Yeah. We got slowed down as De Villiers. We lost our best rider off the back of that, so then we just lost position. We will counter here. 6K. 4 riders. Shimway doesn't have a lot, but that hard attack only resulted in 1 rider getting off the front, and a Shimway, as we go over the top, is actually still going to be able to recover a little bit, set us up for the next one, where Berhe, Mulebron, Samuel's recovering. Wow. Field splits 38, now 24, and now we can push on. 3.2K. Mulebron. 2 riders, but 3K. But this is where you have to attack. This is where you got to get some separation. And we have got separation. 2K though. Too late for a gel. Okay, Mulebron, he's not going to have red bar to finish. Wow, he couldn't even get off the wheel of Berhe. Come on, let's go, let's go. Get a podium, get a podium. He's got 4th. He's not going to get 3rd. But hey, it's top 5. It's a top 5. That's pretty decent. 6th also. 4th and 6th, good points. Top 5 finish, that should be worth a plus. If Samuels doesn't go down, I have 1 more lead out rider. With 1 more lead out rider, we are competing. I'm not saying we're winning, but we are competing for that victory. Last major objective for months. We're going to go a couple months beyond this point before we have another major objective. Now, it's only 2.5 stars, and we've already added 4 pluses over the last couple of weeks, including the one that you just saw. So we've been performing well. I thought I was set to about a 90. That's only an 87. Let's push that to a 90. 13K team time trial. We've had 1 massive time trial, and we've had 1 very successful one where we took 2nd place. This is short, so it's going to be tough to come away with something on this one. Berhe, De Villiers, too weak, not good enough time trialists, but everybody else is good enough, and the 90 is just about panning out with these guys, so I think we can push on and put in a pretty solid performance potentially here. Thought we were doing okay. That's changed very suddenly there, and 3 guys are getting dropped here with 2 at the front. Speaking of 2 at the front, Roteus here. Stalic, slow down and let those guys back on. I mean, those 2, no worries about them, but these 3 need to keep it together. Stalic, there we go. He saw himself leading those guys. You can see the progress we're making. I mean, there's only 4 riders in that team up there. Roteus here. So both of them pick up their teammates to get it over the line. So far, first. Quick Whippo Kern Pharma 2 minutes down. That was more than 3 seconds behind us, but okay, sure. The objective is to win a stage, and so far, we are crushing it. We are almost a minute ahead of every last team that has crossed the line here. We've put in a very good team time trial. Does that one count? Sometimes it doesn't. It does. It is a win, and we have Steam achievement for finishing that as well. That was the first one that we have won. I've only done 3 of them so far. First one was awful. Second one got second place. Third one's a win, and still doing so without a good set of team time trialers. But the 2 weaker guys got dropped awfully quick, and the rest of the group, we made it work. That was not as good as it could have been. 89 seems to be their limit on a short stage at this point in time. But that puts us in a tremendous position at the moment. 57 seconds ahead of the next closest team. We've got punchy stages ahead. This was stage 2. It's all punchy stages the rest of the way. We could turn this into a lot more than just a stage win if we play our cards right. And we've got plus 25 daily expected race day condition, as I've got 4 guys currently on a fitness peak and all 7 of them on objectives for this race. So we are stacking the deck, and our chances are very good. Stage 3 of 6, kind of a tricky stage. Made all the more trickier when we really don't have a strong team. I do not have a team built to protect leaders. I don't have those proper domestiques to control a breakaway. We've got 8 riders in the breakaway. It was nearly 20, but I did negate that and got it down to just 8. I do have a little bit of support in keeping these guys in check. They have a 3-minute advantage. Got 2 guys riding on the front, but those 2 riding on the front means they are not protecting leaders. Speaking of leaders, how in the world have I had this bad of a draw? The expected was a plus 25. Shimway, quick recovery. The rain starts to fall. He immediately goes down. Apparently he is allergic to the rain. The expected was a plus 25. The actual is a plus 11. Now there's only 2 riders who even have a chance to have exceeded the plus 5. So they may have drawn more, but even a perfect plus 5 draw for each of them still would not get us to neutral. De Villiers drew minus 5. He alone. Now, he is a little sick. So compared to expectation, a Shimway goes down again. We drop 3 riders, and Kareem is out. Injured. Come on. Just lost a rider to injury. We have plenty more riders, but now we're down 3 riders, right? I got 2 domestiques having to put the work in. Shimway has crashed twice already. He really is allergic to the rain, or so one would think. Gap is out to almost 4 minutes here. 107 kilometers is all that is left. It's not a very long stage, but it is a long ways from my hand reaching out and smacking a Shimway for going down twice. It feels like he's the one who just took his teammate out. De Villiers did come down sick, so it does lower the expectation by a point or 2. So his minus 5 in reality on paper probably is only at about a minus 3, but oh no, my minus 14 today is a minus 12. And then I lose a rider, and I've had 4 riders in all crash already. We're having a day. We're having a day. Okay, we are going to need to increase the effort. There are guys chasing, which is good. But these 2 are going to need to get a little more involved. 78K, I need some water. Why don't I send De Villiers back? I still got a rider on the front. He could do it. 143 in the peloton, 8 off the front, down to 3.5 minutes. This is going to be the finishing climb. Let's slow down just a little bit as we go through it this first time. The actual climb, 2.8K. The road, a lot of switchbacks here, but not tight ones. Not too tight anyway. That's the top. Is that the finish? It is. Okay, so it doesn't quite finish at the top. There's a little additional sprint there. How many meters is it? 400? 500? 800? I'll need to see that again on the next circuit here. I have to take a measured gap on that one. Still 3 minutes. 3 climbs left here. We're going to need to be gaining about 1 minute per climb to pull these guys back. So let's get these two a bit more involved. They are way behind their teammates here. Let's hold things a little better. All right, getting into that climbing. It's above 3. Now that's where you really properly climb. It suddenly jumps to about 6 or 7, 4 or 5. A lot of variance in the undulation. 1K from the summit. 1K from the finish. That's a good like 700 meters. But you can't really sprint on that tight left-hander. It's coming out of it. So, interesting. Interesting profile. 2 laps to go. Pace is high. Still 240. 240. We've not pulled back much, have we? You too. Come on. Do something. They're contributing while not contributing. I did lose a key rider. Why don't we protect Burhi? Johannes Dalek is now the team leader. He is in the lead overall in the race, but he's also the one who's got the condition. Burhi was the one who lost time because he's such a bad time trialist. But these two, like, they're supposed to be contributing and they can't even get near the front. Can we change this up? Try again? You guys gonna actually put in an effort? I don't feel like we're going that fast. Gap's down to 217, so at the base of the next one. Now we've pulled back about 40 seconds, and you figure at some point that breakaway group is going to really feel that pressure and lose a lot more than they're losing right now, a lot more rapidly. So it's still a decent chance that they get pulled back, but it's not a guarantee. Remember, we do have a near 1 minute advantage, but today is not looking good. I'm down essentially 3 riders already. Shimway's already getting tired. Settimana's already getting tired. I'm going to be down to 2 riders pretty dang soon. I'm going to gel up for both of these two. And 87, they're this poor on the flat. They're this poor at climbing that neither one of these two have contributed a meaningful kilometer since the early phase of this race. Case what I should do, Settimana, let's just go on and protect. Orteas here finally gets to the front, still not contributing in a meaningful way, but so be it. Front group is splitting up, there you go, and the gap came down big time on that climb. So that's going to do it for those guys effectively as a threat. Or at least half of them. The other guys still have nearly 2 minutes. 21K overall. Teasir out the back. Down to 83 riders. Now let's get back in there once again and protect. Effectively down to 3 guys now. And 18K. At some point I've got to put Settimana on the front to set up the other 2 on the climb. Minute 14 to those front guys. We've almost brought back the time we needed to bring, and of course the final push is going to be a lot faster and they're not going to have much left. So again, it's almost neutralized. I'd like it to be under a minute by this point, but okay, preparing that gel very soon. Gel for the Shimway. Actually, well, he's got a little bit of recovery happening, and gel for Settimana. This is good that a Shimway has recovered just a little bit. De Villiers still contributing, down to a minute 5. He'll once again be done, but that's okay. 10K. Little bit of undulation, slight uphill. But things are going to get proper here in a little bit, and that's where I'm going to want to take off. Whoa, Barry. Hold your position, dude. All right, now, I think now is the time to set this up. Shimway. Okay, he's too far back. Shimway is just going to follow behind. Johannes Dalek is the leader. Barry's going to lead him out. Settimana. So on to Settimana. And how's a 95 looking? Okay, how's a 92 looking? 91. Don't need to push it right now. Just need to be in the front position. Make sure we catch these guys, which, there you go, that's done. 5.4. Gel. Okay, we can ride a little bit defensive here early on because we have a cushion. We don't want to be blowing up. Okay, final gel. 3.2K. We almost split the field there for a moment. It was down to 8 for a fraction of a second. 2.5. Settimana, accelerate. And he is done. On to Burhi. 2K. He's just going to go 99 here. 1.6, and look at that. Now we're out front. Now we're down to 6. 1.3, sprint. Remember, there's going to be a little over the top, and then it's a sprint. And we've split the field. We have split the field. Johannes Dalek is going to not claim victory. Burhi gets him. Or does he? It's a battle amongst teammates. Burhi takes the win ahead of Johannes Dalek. Ahead of Mark Hershey, Kevin Vermark, Cluckers. Those guys are solid. And we just beat them. And look at that big old gap behind us. Love to see it. Love to see it. I would have liked to have still had more riders there at the end to affirm our position at the top of the standings, but Johannes Dalek will still be the leader of this race. Burhi is going to move up the standings a fair bit. He wouldn't have been too poorly placed. I think he lost maybe a minute and a half, but everybody else lost almost a minute or more. So with that win and with separation, he's going to move right up the order and should be probably in the top 10. So time gap has been given. 7 seconds to Hershey, 30 seconds to the next chase group, and 45 seconds after that. That is going to place us nicely. I think Burhi might even be into the top 5 with that result. Johannes Dalek leads by a minute 17 over Mark Hershey. Vermark a minute 21. Settimana still well placed at a minute 43. 4th place. Burhi 6th. 4 seconds out of the top 5. So yeah, right up there. In fact, it's the teammate. It's Settimana who loses so much, but not so much that he's not behind Burhi. Otherwise, he would have been in the top 5. That is good. That is good. 3 guys in the top 6. Healthy time gaps. But let's hope Johannes Dalek does not have -5s in the next couple of days. I think he is one of my guys who is expected to have a +5 daily. Burhi is expected +4. Settimana is expected +5. That's the 3 guys, actually, right there, that are +4s or 5s on a daily. There's one more on a fitness peak. 3 stages left in this thing, though, so from this point on, we've got the stage win, really ×2, but definitely the official. I think I've seen in the past the team time trial doesn't count for the sponsor. In past editions, I don't know about 23, but now we definitely have it covered. So stage win, objective secured. Our 100% evaluation just continues to get stronger and stronger. Speaking of, we can get some major bonuses if we can come out of this race with an overall victory as well. But 3 more climbing stages to come, and we are the leaders, so we are going to have to defend. We're down a rider. There are challenges. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.